On The Young and the Restless, tomorrow, Thursday, June 19th, 2025, it seems all of the invited guests from Genoa City have arrived at Aristotle's estate. We've got the photo spoilers of what's coming up. Jack wasn't expecting this trip to be drama-free, but there seems to be a lot of games. Now Aristotle isn't even at his own estate. Supposedly, Jack's starting to question why he insisted on coming and shares his thoughts with Diane. Is it all a waste of time? Kyle is playing cat and mouse with Audra, but one day in, he's already fallen into a trap. Lily, Damien, and Devon take their turn on the Aristotle Express. Little do they know that they're being monitored by Dumas. Lily still isn't sure it's not a trick to take over Winters, but she has come looking for answers. Lily, Devon, and Damien are surprised when they meet Carter at the entrance to the maze. Phyllis was doing fine riding solo, but can she get through the false maze on her own? Sharon's has her radar up when she spots Phyllis and Nick in an embrace. Audra has plenty of secrets and devious plans in place to carry out during her trip, but just because Nate isn't there doesn't mean Devon isn't keeping tabs on what she's up to. Phyllis, Devon, Lily, and Damien join Billy and Sally in wondering what Dumas really has planned for them all. Now that they're finally at the estate, things feel off. Lily isn't sure this trip will end the way she thought it would. By the time the rest of the guests have arrived, the buffet is gone, and it's time for a cocktail party. Now that the gang's all here, will their host reveal himself as promised? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that some huge developments are coming up for several important couples on the show. Fans may see weddings, divorces, and everything in between. So let's talk about what's ahead for some Y&R pairings. Danny Romalotti recently gave Daniel Romalotti Jr. updates on his decision to propose to Christine Blair. Although Danny hasn't asked Christine yet, there's a good chance she'll say yes. Danny feels like they finally got it right this time when it comes to their relationship, and Christine should be on the same page. Christine and Danny may have some wedding plans in the works soon, but could someone like Phyllis Summers cause issues on their big day? Phyllis has moved on from Danny, but she can never seem to resist causing trouble for the bug. Mariah Copeland broke Tessa Porter's heart when she insisted on a separation, so now Tessa's worried things could really be over between them. Although Mariah's hoping to work through her issues and maybe put her family back together down the line, she can't offer any guarantees. Is this truly the end for Tessa and Mariah, or just another angsty bump in the road? It seems likely Tessa and Mariah will ultimately manage to avoid divorce, but it may take some work to repair the damage in their relationship. Tessa will lean on Daniel in the meantime, so we'll see if that brings other problems as the storyline moves along. Regardless, Mariah's secret will come out at some point, so that could be what eventually pulls Tessa closer again and perhaps lets her come to the rescue. 3. Billy and Sally's make-or-break-it moment. Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra are also gearing up for a make-or-break-it moment in their romance. All the Aristotle Dumas chaos in Nice will cause Billy to take a walk on the wild side. Sally has vowed to rein Billy in if need be during this trip, so that's a promise she'll try to keep. Billy is always going to be a gambler at heart, so his risky behavior will prompt Sally to make some bold moves of her own and put a strain on their relationship. As for Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson, it looks like they'll find a solid groove as a reunited couple. Chelsea is finally starting to trust that the changes in Adam are real, so he just has to keep proving that's the case. If this keeps up, Chelsea and Adam just might be ready for the next romantic step sooner rather than later. How long will it take Adam to get an engagement ring and pop the question? We'll have to wait and see, but Chelsea and Adam have given their whole hearts to each other this time around. That could lead to Adam's proposal, especially since the show's already offered plenty of hints about their eventual remarriage. Of course, there are other Y&R pairings that'll face some shockers and shakeups along the way, too. The CBS soap has some exciting stuff in store in the months ahead, so stick with us for any other important romantic news. On the June 18th, 2025 episode of The Young and the Restless, Danny revealed to Daniel his next step with his future with Christine. Chelsea doubted Adam, and Mariah told Tessa she needed some time away from her. Chelsea asked Adam if he was ready to leave work. She wondered what he was hiding from her after she spied him closing up his laptop. Adam maintained he wasn't hiding anything. He asked her if she was ready to go. Chelsea said there was no longer a rush, as Johnny and Connor were playing video games. A worried Chelsea asked Adam if he had begun his smear campaign aimed at Billy. She wanted to know if he'd already broken his promise. Chelsea jumped to conclusions. She assumed he'd gone back to his old ways after he promised her that he'd be a new man. Adam begged Chelsea to get a word in. He told her he didn't publish a thing about Billy. Stunned, she wanted to know what he was looking at on his computer. Adam showed her that he had been invited to play a zombies video game with Connor and Johnny. Chelsea said she couldn't believe what she'd accused Adam of doing. Adam said neither could he. Chelsea said she needed to trust herself. She admitted that when she'd fallen for guys in the past, she'd held back a little bit, but not with Adam. Chelsea complimented Adam on the incredible man he'd become. Adam asked that Chelsea trust him as they moved forward. He said he'd completely fallen back in love with her. Adam told Chelsea she made him whole. Chelsea apologized for doubting Adam. He said he'd understand if she did it again. Chelsea noted she felt Victor's shadow every time she walked through the door. Adam observed that Victor wouldn't be happy once he learned that Adam lied to him about doing his bidding. Adam noted Victor won't be in Europe forever. Chelsea fantasized that Victor might never come back. Adam revealed his money was on Phyllis, as all the power players in France battled it out for Dumas's attention. Chelsea said it was good that Victor trusted him. Adam noted he had the keys to the kingdom. Chelsea jokingly asked if Nikki had given him the keys to her new birthday gift, her Ferrari. Chelsea said she'd rather stand by Adam as they battled Victor instead of losing him. They started to make out. Later, Adam and Chelsea snuggled after making love in his office. Adam promised Chelsea that they'd figure out the future together. Over dinner, Danny and Daniel talked about what Lucy had been up to. Danny added that he was happy to hear that his son was working through his pain by learning guitar. Daniel explained how it came about by having a conversation with Tessa. Danny quipped that if playing guitar didn't work out, Daniel could try his hand at comedy. He hastened to add he didn't mean to make light of what Daniel was going through. "Just how lost are you?" Danny asked Daniel. Daniel shared the little things that were different. He can't find her coffee mug. Daniel said he finds himself reaching for her in the middle of the night, but she's gone. He added that there was an emptiness not just in his bed, but there was one in his heart, too. Daniel corrected his father, who said that Heather was his people, by saying that she was his person. He added that without her, she's just lonely. Daniel said he's trying to be there for Lucy, who is stubborn. He suggested that he, not Heather, is the ghost. Daniel wondered if he had told Heather enough that he loved her. Danny said that losing Heather was cruel, and he is proud of Daniel for moving on and getting better. Daniel said he knew he was. He added that he almost feels whole again when he plays guitar. Daniel said he misses Heather when he's playing, and there are silences between the notes. Danny apologized for not being there for Daniel like Phyllis was. Daniel said he only agreed to work at Abbott Communications to placate her. Phyllis's son said that his mom is determined to get in with Aristotle Dumas, but he hoped she didn't get in over her head. Danny said Phyllis wasn't as tough as she looked. He added that Daniel was following in his footsteps by taking up guitar. Daniel called his dad a rock legend. He noted both of his parents had unmatched energy and were creative. Danny said he was glad his son found a friend when he needed one. "You're just friends, right?" Danny said as he pried a bit into his son's personal life. Daniel assured his father that they were just friends. He changed the subject by asking his dad if he and Christine were doing okay. Danny said they were older and wiser, and that, this time, they've figured things out. Danny asked Daniel how he'd feel if Danny asked Christine to marry him. Daniel noted they hadn't been back together that long. Danny said that Christine was his person. Then, Danny joked that he was going to leave it up to Daniel to tell Phyllis about his plan to propose. Meanwhile, At Crimson Lights, Mariah had flashbacks to sharing a drink with the mysterious man whom she met on her trip. Mariah had another flashback of being a bit silly, likely inebriated, and she leaned in to almost kiss the mystery man. Then, Tessa appeared in response to Mariah calling her and requesting a meeting. They discussed their daughter, but then, Tessa said she was hurt that Mariah couldn't be honest with her. Mariah lamented that she didn't deserve her life with Tessa and Arya. Tessa thanked Mariah for reaching out. She's terrified that Mariah will run away. Mariah quipped she might do that. Tessa said that this awkward conversation was better than the silent moments between them. Mariah felt bad about pushing Tessa and Arya away. Tessa reached out to Mariah and told her to take her hand. She told her they could get through this. Mariah said she could not, and they could not keep doing this anymore. Mariah reiterated she'd never reveal what happened. Tessa asked if she could talk to Sharon, but Mariah said that no one was there. It wasn't about Tessa forgiving her, Mariah said. It was about her never forgiving herself. Mariah said the only solution was for them to separate. A tearful Mariah told Tessa she was beautiful. Tessa said she didn't want to hear what Mariah was saying. She didn't think they needed time apart. Tessa told Mariah she could make her trust their love. "You don't get to decide this for us," Tessa insisted. "I won't let you leave me when you need me the most." Mariah said Tessa would be wrong to think that their love could get them through this nightmare. She added that she needed to figure out a way to fix this, if she even could. Mariah said Tessa and Arya would be put through hell if she stuck around. Mariah said she made a schedule so that she could spend time with Arya, and she'll send it to Tessa. Tessa couldn't believe that Mariah had just decided by herself that it was over. Mariah prayed that it wasn't the end. She knew that if they continued to sit there, they'd just go back and forth. "Leaving is going to do more damage," Tessa insisted. "I can't. I love you so much," Mariah responded. She told Tessa that she'd have to let her go. Then, Mariah started to leave. Tessa asked Mariah if she thought that Tessa didn't know exactly what she did. Tessa said that Mariah was feeling bad about Ian Ward, and she did something, but she never had to tell her what that was. Tessa added that the only way to get through this, and that was with her by Mariah's side. Mariah said this wasn't as simple as a one-night stand. What happened was so much worse. As she left Tessa alone, Mariah said this was the way it had to be. Then, Danny and Daniel showed up at Crimson Lights. Daniel thanked his father for listening and congratulated him on proposing to Christine. Danny noted that Chris hadn't said yes. Daniel pointed out that she would because she was his person. Then, Daniel approached Tessa, clearly upset over her talk with Mariah. Tessa had tears in her eyes, and she embraced Daniel as she needed a supportive hug. The Young and the Restless recap for Thursday, June 19th, reveals that Lily Winters, Devin Winters, and Damien Kane will all take Aristotle Dumas's train up the mountain to his chateau. Carter will appear with instructions, and will learn that Abby Winters is coming on a later flight since Dominic Newman Abbott Winters, Chancellor, got sick. Once Damien, Devin, and Lily enter the maze, Damien will get all panicky and admit he suffers from claustrophobia. Lily will calm Damien by talking about wide-open spaces and the glass of wine that'll be waiting for him during cocktail hour. Next on Thursday's Y&R episode, Phyllis Summers will bump into Nick Newman in the maze, so they'll catch up and discuss all Dumas games. Phyllis will suddenly have a panic attack since it'll remind her of when Martin Laurent locked her up, but Nick will settle her down. When Phyllis embraces Nick, Sharon Newman will come along and spot the close moment. After Sharon moseys over and mentions some flowers she wanted to show Nick, Phyllis will decide to stick with the maze and search for the cocktails at the center. Billy Abbott will already be playing bartender for Sally Spectra after solving the maze. Diane Jenkins Abbott and Jack Abbott will ultimately join Sally and Billy for some drinks of their own. Back in the maze, Kyle Abbott will roam around trying to get cell service so he can call Claire Newman. When Audra Charles pops up, she'll be sorry about Cole Howard's illness and will seem genuine about it. Audra will also mention Amy Lewis's cancer and how she wants to take plenty of pics for her since she's never been to Europe. Kyle will be surprised by Audra's softer side, but then they'll start playfully bickering about the perfume competition again. When Kyle pushes for a whiff of Audra's sample, she'll eventually let him sniff her neck. Kyle will admit it's not bad, but Audra will push for more honesty than that. After Kyle confesses that it's intoxicating, he'll head to the center of the maze with Audra and join the others. Diane will worry Audra has more than just this perfume feud planned and will tell Jack that they need to warn Kyle. Jack will argue that Kyle can handle things and won't seem as concerned about the situation. Diane will corner Audra alone later and fish for info, but she won't get any details. Audra will play up how she'll have to spend lots of time with Kyle because of the perfume battle, so she'll hope Diane doesn't mind. Meanwhile, Kyle will admit to Jack that he got a preview of Audra's perfume sample and may have his work cut out for him in this competition. Phyllis, Nick, Sharon, Damien, Lily, and Devin will all end up in the center for cocktails along with the rest of the group. There'll be speculation about whether Dumas will actually show his face tomorrow and a debate over how long they should wait until they go home. In Dumas's office, Carter will appear and announce that all the guests have arrived, except for Abby, who's been delayed due to her sick child. When Carter wonders if Dumas still plans to reveal himself tomorrow, Dumas won't be sure he can wait that long. Dumas will decide it's time to move forward with his plan now, so he'll tell Carter to announce that he's made it to Nice. Carter will also be instructed to make sure Victor Newman and Nikki Newman join the other guests. Also, make the call. I need her, Dumas will add, presumably talking about Amanda Sinclair. As Dumas gets up from his chair and Billy Flynn's character is shown in full view for the first time, he'll insist it's time to make himself known. Billy Flynn, who is set to make his debut on The Young and the Restless this week, is indeed the much-talked-about Aristotle Dumas. The actor confirmed the news himself in an interview. In an interview with Us Weekly, Flynn revealed that he is the mysterious mogul who's been on the lips of many power players in Genoa City. It was a whirlwind of emotions, mainly excitement, but there was fear involved, Flynn told Us Weekly. I was leaving something, my role as Chad on Days of Our Lives, that was very comfortable and seemingly secure. It's never really in this industry, but it felt like a gamble. I have a wife and 2 kids, Flynn added. But at the same time, it felt like something I needed in my life. It felt like a serendipitous thing, the way the universe put all these different pieces together for it to align where the opportunity came when it did, and how it did. So while Y&R viewers wondered if Dumas could be Kane, Tucker, or even Ashley, the enigmatic mogul is being played by Flynn. Could Aristotle Dumas turn out to be Kane or someone else known to Y&R viewers? People will have to run in to find out. Flynn has shared screen time with veterans on Days for years, but he admits to being nervous about working with a whole new set of performers on Y&R. It turned out to be for naught. Everybody here was so great, he shared. I remember watching the monitor the first day and was so impressed by everybody's talent that I started to get really nervous again. Part of those nerves, he said, comes from the hype that the storyline is giving to Dumas. Who is he? What does he want? Why has he summoned so many from Genoa City to his home? It's been a dream come true, Flynn added about joining the Y&R team. I'm really grateful to Josh, Griffith, executive producer, head writer, and all the people involved who made that decision and trusted me to come over and see me in this part. That on paper, I don't know if it was me or not, but time will tell. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, June 20th, reveal that the big moment is almost here. Aristotle Dumas' guests have gathered just like he planned, so he's going to move forward with some shocking revelations. There's been a lot of speculation among the partygoers when it comes to who Dumas actually is. Plenty of viewers have been awaiting confirmation too, especially since it's clear that Dumas is quite familiar with the people of Genoa City. Everything points to Dumas being a Kane Ashby recast, so Kane may throw the curveball of the century when he reveals himself. Victor Newman may secretly know Dumas's identity based on the hints he's offered, but everyone else is most definitely in the dark. That includes Lily Winters, who'll get the shock of her life if Dumas is her former spouse. As for Dumas' current love interest, there's evidence to suggest Kane has fallen hard for Amanda Sinclair. Carter will call Amanda to let her know it's time for Dumas's identity to be exposed, so she'll join the party for the main event. Y&R spoilers say that'll lead to Amanda's true link to Dumas coming to light. It's obvious that Amanda is more than Dumas's attorney, so her romantic involvement with Kane makes sense. It's probably just a matter of whether Kane is Amanda's boyfriend, fiancé, or husband. No matter how deeply entangled Kane and Amanda are, all signs point to them being a couple. Between the Dumas reveal and this Amanda romantic twist, the guests at this bash will have a lot to process. A recent weekly preview video also shows Devin Winters and Damian Kane running to help someone after a woman's voice cries for help. It certainly sounds like Sharon Newman, so she might call for backup if Lily collapses or something along those lines. Regardless, Friday's episode will be all about Billy Flynn's character and the turmoil he'll unleash once the truth behind Dumas is exposed. Something was different about Christian LeBlanc during his 2023 scenes on The Young and the Restless. Fans noticed the changes: weight loss, subtle fatigue, but the actor never missed a beat. What they didn't know? He was fighting a hidden battle that would soon redefine his strength forever. The Young and the Restless star, Christian LeBlanc, shocked fans when he revealed his secret cancer battle. While viewers saw him on screen holding it together as Michael Baldwin, the actor was quietly fighting multiple myeloma off-screen. In 2023, LeBlanc was diagnosed with this rare blood cancer. He began experiencing noticeable symptoms, including rapid weight loss and unexplained fatigue. Despite that, he pushed through and continued filming, pouring his heart into every scene. Fans never knew how much pain he was silently enduring. The Emmy-winning actor later opened up that he had undergone treatment and lost his eyebrows, lashes, and even vision in one eye. Still, he kept working. That's what makes his journey so inspiring. At his lowest, he gave his all. LeBlanc's ability to keep his character alive on screen while facing a life-threatening illness off-screen reflects his unshakable dedication to The Young and the Restless and its viewers. Thankfully, Christian LeBlanc is now in remission and doing great. His Instagram posts radiate the same joy, humor, and warmth fans have loved for years. With his full return to The Young and the Restless, his character, Michael Baldwin, is finally back in the thick of it. Right now, Michael finds himself torn between two powerful loyalties, Victor Newman and Lauren Fenmore. As Victor's longtime legal confidant, Michael has always had his back. But the tides are shifting. With Lauren expressing her frustration and drawing lines, Michael must make a choice that tests his moral compass and emotional stability. Michael's recent decision to walk away from Victor's legal empire has stunned Genoa City. Tension is rising between the two old allies, especially now that Victor feels betrayed. Meanwhile, Lauren is standing strong beside Michael, grateful he's prioritizing their marriage. These emotional twists give Christian LeBlanc the perfect platform to shine once again. Christian LeBlanc's return to The Young and the Restless is more than just a character comeback. It's a real-life victory. Fans are thrilled to see him healthy and active again, both on their screens and in his joyful social media updates. Whether he's cheering on co-stars, engaging with fans, or sharing snippets of his everyday life, LeBlanc continues to spread love and positivity. His journey is a powerful reminder that strength isn't just about surviving. It's about showing up and giving your best, even when life knocks you down. We're grateful to have Christian LeBlanc back where he belongs, lighting up The Young and the Restless with heart and grace. Stay tuned for more uplifting updates right here on Soap Opera Daily. In the heart of Genoa City, a lavish gala hosted by the enigmatic Aristotle Dumas turned into a night of shocking revelations, unraveling secrets that will forever alter the city's social and power dynamics. What began as an elegant gathering of the city's most influential families became a stage for a carefully orchestrated plan of revenge, love, and long-buried truths. The events of this unforgettable evening have left Genoa City reeling, with whispers of betrayal and redemption echoing through its streets. The night started with an air of curiosity and suspense as guests from Genoa's elite families gathered at Dumas's opulent castle. Aristotle Dumas, a mysterious figure known for his calculated charm and business acumen, had meticulously planned the event, inviting only the city's most powerful players. Among them were Victor Newman, a titan of industry and influence, and his wife, Nikki Newman, a pillar of strength in their storied marriage. The guest list also included Lily Winters, a successful businesswoman, and Amanda Sinclair, a poised and formidable lawyer. As the evening unfolded, the atmosphere grew heavy with anticipation. Dumas' entrance, accompanied by a silver-haired woman whose presence exuded both grace and pain, silenced the room. Her identity sent shockwaves through the crowd, particularly for Victor Newman, whose face paled with recognition. This woman was a ghost from his past, a figure he believed he had left behind decades ago. She was the mother of Aristotle Dumas, the son Victor had once denied, casting both mother and child into obscurity. Aristotle Dumas, revealed to be Victor's illegitimate son, stood at the center of the gala, his cold gaze and measured words exposing a truth that shattered the carefully curated image of the Newman family. With a half-smile that masked years of pain, Dumas recounted a childhood marked by abandonment and a mother's unrelenting grief. His words were not a plea, but a reckoning, forcing Victor to confront the consequences of his past decisions. The room, filled with Genoa's elite, was stunned into silence, their whispers replaced by the weight of the truth. Nikki Newman, long admired for her resilience, felt the ground shift beneath her. The revelation that Victor had hidden such a secret for decades challenged the foundation of their marriage. Her pain was palpable, a mix of anger and betrayal, as she grappled with the realization that the man she loved had kept such a profound truth from her. The night's drama deepened with the presence of Lily Winters and Amanda Sinclair, whose personal connections to Dumas added layers of complexity to the unfolding saga. Lily, a confident businesswoman, was blindsided when she recognized Dumas as her ex-husband, Cain Ashby, a man who had once broken her heart. The realization that he had returned under a new identity, more powerful and enigmatic than ever, rekindled old wounds and sparked jealousy as she saw him with Amanda Sinclair. Amanda, Dumas' lawyer and confidant, emerged as a central figure in the drama. Her poised demeanor hid a deep emotional bond with Dumas, one that went beyond professional ties. Whispers among the guests speculated about their relationship. Were they lovers, partners, or something more? Amanda's steadfast support for Dumas, even as the truth unraveled, hinted at a love that had weathered its own storms. Her presence at the gala, standing by Dumas's side, was a silent declaration of loyalty that stirred both admiration and envy. As the night progressed, the gala descended into chaos. A scream from the crowd, later identified as Sharon Newman's, marked the moment when Lily, overwhelmed by the revelations, collapsed under the weight of her emotions. Friends like Devin Winters and Damon Kane rushed to her side, while Amanda, ignoring judgmental glances, offered comfort. The scene was a stark reminder of the human toll of long-buried secrets. The media, ever eager for scandal, seized the opportunity to dissect the night's events. Reporters buzzed with speculation about the Newman family's future, the reemergence of Cain Ashby, and the intricate relationships binding Dumas, Amanda, and Lily. The gala, initially a symbol of opulence, became a historic turning point for Genoa City, exposing the fragility of power and the enduring strength of truth. The aftermath of Aristotle Dumas's gala has left Genoa City forever changed. For Victor Newman, the night was a confrontation with his past, a moment when wealth and influence could no longer shield him from accountability. Nikki faces a choice between forgiveness and justice, while Lily must navigate the pain of seeing her ex-husband reborn as a force of vengeance and love. Amanda and Dumas, now openly united, stand ready to face the challenges of a city that thrives on secrets and power plays. This fateful night was more than a spectacle of revenge. It was a testament to the power of truth to reshape lives and legacies. As Genoa City awakens to a new reality, the questions linger. Will the Newman family recover from this blow? Can Lily find peace amid her heartbreak? And what does the future hold for Aristotle Dumas, a man who has claimed his place in a world that once rejected him? For months, fans of The Young and the Restless have been gripped by the mystery surrounding Aristotle Dumas, a shadowy figure whose influence has shaken the foundations of Genoa City's elite. Speculation ran wild. Was he a vengeful tycoon from the past? A reinvented Cain Ashby? Or a new player in the global business arena? The truth, revealed in a heart-stopping moment aboard a luxury train speeding through the European countryside, was far more shocking than anyone could have imagined. This dramatic twist not only stunned the characters, but also left viewers reeling, setting the stage for a tale of betrayal, revenge, and raw emotion. In a scene charged with tension, Aristotle Dumas unmasked himself before a stunned audience, including Victor Newman, Adam, Sharon, and other members of the Newman dynasty. Removing a silicon mask with chilling deliberation, he revealed himself to be Rosales, a man presumed dead, mourned, and forgotten. The gasps that echoed through the train car reflected the disbelief and horror of those present. Ray, once a beloved detective known for his quiet integrity, had not only survived, but had orchestrated an elaborate revenge plot that deceived the world. Ray's return was not a joyful reunion. His eyes, once warm, were now cold and sharp, filled with the pain of betrayal. Addressing Victor directly, he declared, "You buried me too early. You all did." The accusation hung heavy, as Ray's gaze shifted to Adam, whom he blamed for ruining his marriage, name, and peace. Sharon, his former wife, stood frozen, tears streaming down her face as she grappled with the reality that the man she had loved was alive and consumed by vengeance. Ray's plan was as meticulous as it was terrifying. He revealed a device controlling the train's security and navigation systems, announcing, "I've locked down the train. You're not going anywhere until I'm finished." The luxurious escape had become a prison, with Ray holding the Newman family hostage to his pain. His focus on Adam was unmistakable, his words dripping with personal vendetta. "You stole my life. I'm going to take yours piece by piece, day by day." As the tension escalated, Sharon stepped forward, pleading with Ray to return to Genoa City and rebuild their life together. "You're not a monster," she whispered, her voice trembling with desperation. But Ray's response was resolute. "The man you loved died a long time ago. What stands here now is what you and Victor and Adam created." For a fleeting moment, doubt flickered in his eyes, but it was quickly extinguished by his fury. The situation grew more volatile as Ray's anger spiraled. Brandishing a gun, he aimed it at Adam, his voice a guttural roar. "You ruined my life! You smiled while I burned!" Sharon's sobs turned to gasps as she tried to calm him, but Ray's betrayal cut too deep. "You chose him over and over again," he shouted, his words a painful reminder of their fractured past. Victor, ever the strategist, attempted to negotiate, offering to publicly discredit Adam to satisfy Ray's thirst for retribution. But Ray dismissed the offer, his goal far darker. "I want him to wake up every day and hate that he's still breathing." Ray's unraveling was palpable. His erratic breathing and paranoid glances revealed a man no longer driven by strategy but by raw, unfiltered pain. Cain and Amanda, who had supported Ray's rise as Dumas, intervened, urging him to stick to their original plan of dismantling the Newmans through precision, not violence. "You're not just Ray Rosales anymore. You're Dumas, the man they fear," Amanda reminded him. Slowly, Ray lowered the gun, agreeing to retreat to the control room, but not before warning Adam, "This isn't over." Back in Genoa City, another emotional storm was brewing. Mariah, weighed down by a secret she could no longer bear, confronted Tessa with a devastating decision. "I think it's best for all of us if we break up." The words shattered Tessa, who stood frozen, unable to comprehend the sudden collapse of their life together. Mariah's guilt, described as a stone tied to her soul, had grown unbearable, driving her to believe she was toxic to Tessa and their daughter, Aria. Despite Tessa's pleas to fight for their relationship, Mariah remained resolute. "Love isn't enough. Not this time," she said, her voice heavy with sorrow. She insisted on leaving to confront her demons alone, promising to remain in Arya's life, but unable to stay in their shared home. As Mariah walked out, leaving behind a family portrait that once symbolized their forever, Tessa was left in a silence thick with heartbreak. Her world irrevocably changed. The latest developments in The Young and the Restless underscore the devastating power of betrayal and the lengths to which pain can drive a person. Rosales' return as Aristotle Dumas is a chilling reminder that unresolved wounds can fester, transforming love into vengeance. His actions aboard the train have set the Newman family on a collision course with their past, with consequences that promise to ripple through Genoa City. Meanwhile, Mariah's decision to walk away from Tessa highlights the quiet, personal tragedies that unfold alongside grand dramas. Her struggle with guilt and self-forgiveness resonates with anyone who has grappled with their own darkness. As the story continues, viewers are left to ponder: can Ray find redemption, or will his quest for revenge consume him? Will Mariah and Tessa find a path back to each other, or is their love a casualty of unspoken truths? One thing is certain: in Genoa City, the past is never truly buried, and the future is always uncertain. For years, The Young and the Restless viewers have rooted for Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter, aka Teriah. Their relationship hasn't been perfect, but it's always felt real. From their tumultuous start to a historic wedding and the adoption of their daughter Arya, the two created a life together that came hard-won and full of feeling. But recently, things have gotten dark. The solid couple now finds itself in the middle of a crisis that's about to break everything they've worked for. Mariah and Tessa's road hasn't been smooth. They weathered mistrust, family melodrama, and even professional tensions, and emerged stronger with each challenge. Their 2022 wedding was a fan favorite, one of the rare times on daytime television that an LGBTQ+ romance received the grand, glorious send-off it had earned. And when they welcomed adopted baby Arya into their family, everything seemed to have finally come together. But now, everything is falling apart. It began when Mariah returned from a business trip for Cassidy First. She wasn't just exhausted, she was shattered. Something had occurred during her trip, something she hadn't shared with anyone. The complete story about. While having a quiet, intense moment with her mom, Sharon, Mariah confessed that she'd done something so terrible, she worried it would end her marriage. When Sharon attempted to reassure her gently, telling her that even the most egregious errors can be ironed out if one is honest about it, Mariah brought her up short. "I can never tell Tessa," she said. And then came the coup de grace. What transpired was worse than infidelity. That line has put viewers in a whirlpool of conjecture. Since coming back, Mariah's been besieged by unsettling flashbacks, those of an older man she met in a hotel bar having a drink. The images are unclear but unnerving. Most fans suspect the man could be Ian Ward, a manipulative cult leader from Mariah's troubled history. Nothing has been made official, but the potential adds another layer of horror to her silence. Whether the flashbacks are actual, exist only in her mind, or represent a dissociative collapse is unclear. What is certain is that Mariah is burdened by something that's consuming her and driving a huge wedge between her and Tessa. Tessa, meanwhile, is attempting to try. She knows Mariah is in pain, but whenever she attempts to reach out, she runs into a brick wall. The emotional distance between them continues to widen, and since Sharon is currently not available, there's no one else to help mend the divide. It's tragic to see. This is a pair that's always had the hallmark of communication, and now silence is triumphing. With Tessa growing more and more isolated, she's been relying on Daniel Romalotti for comfort. Both have experienced loss. Daniel is still mourning Heather, and their low-key friendship has developed. There is no romance yet, but in Soapland, friendships can easily become romance. In a recent Soaps.com interview, Young and Restless head writer Josh Griffith gave us a sobering glimpse of the future for Mariah and Tessa. He shared, adding to the drama, a recent spoiler pic reveals Tessa in emotional shambles, and Mariah shut down entirely, verifying just how bad things have become. Teriah has endured a lot, and the fans have remained loyal to them throughout it. But this plotline isn't feeling the same. The guilt, the dishonesty, the emotional distance, there is more at stake than a misunderstanding. There is a break that might not repair itself unless the truth transpires. Whether their love will make it through this moment is yet to be seen. But this much is sure. The Young and the Restless is serving up some of its most poignant storytelling ever, and Teriah's future has never been more in doubt.